Welcome back to Deep Thought, and we're going through Sonic Adventure 2, and it's time to play as Tails. Yeah.
Tails is the cutest. He's a fox. Look at him. He's a fox. Yee!
He's cute, but he's also my least favorite character in the game.
Gameplay-wise, yeah, but look at him. He's so cute.
Oh, I wonder, did they actually model his entire body in this sequence, or did they just make a head and a torso and call it a day?
I'm not sure because you can play as him out of the mech, like in the Chao Garden.
Yeah, but that's a different model from what I can see. I think he looks like, I don't know how best to describe, he looks a lot more sort of cubic here, like his lower poly.
Also that water texture.
Yeah, texture or just a random small picture, that, like a thumbnail thing that they just looped.
So this is the first fight against Eggman Bot, who I guess also had the same problems with his character model, and it's over.
Yeah.
Yep.
Press B to win.
Exactly.
Oh
It's
no!
like that.
Give it your best. Oh no!
Yeah, he basically is the Knuckles of this game, really, isn't he? In terms of the boss fights.
Possibly. Yeah.
I love that cloud there. It was a cloud that randomly shifted up a little bit where the texture didn't loop properly.
There's a lot of weird graphical thingies in this version because it's the widescreen version.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a problem that a fair few HD ports tend to have in that, yeah, it upscales everything and makes something sharper, but it also makes the flaws look a lot sharper and a lot more prominent too.
Fuck Tails.
Hey, be nice to Tails.
He's nice.
He's...
He's cute.
You saw in the beginning where he's like, "Oh, hey, this is an island. That's also a prison. It's called Prison Island." Like he kind
That's
of
more
treats the viewer.
that's the writing. That's not Tails' fault.
I disagree. They made Tails like that.
So what? Tails is still cute looking.
Yeah. See, with that sort of dialogue and that, I don't know whether it's him being dumb or patronising. It could go either way.
I picture it as him being condescending, and I don't like condescending.
Well, given he is like the over-the-top smart character, from how they write him as being the roboticist and all that. It probably is more the condescending sort of tone, but still.
He's also kind of he's also kind of a suck up because at the end of every level he's like, "Ah, I did it, Sonic." And he's like, "Why are you doing everything for Sonic? Why aren't you just doing this for yourself?"
I don't get that, because his entire character development throughout the course of Sonic Adventure in his story was that initially he's the Sonic suck up, and over time he realises that he can do things for himself without Sonic, and so now to go back to Sonic, I'm here, Sonic,
my waifu, what are you doing?
Yeah, it just feels like a bit of a step backward.
So let's talk about the Tails stages in general. I kind of enjoy them, but I will agree with a lot of people in saying that they're the lesser, not as good, not very good.
I think for me, it's as stages they are okay, but they're not what people would expect from Tails. This sort of gameplay, it makes sense for Eggman, but these really show that certain parts of this were just copy and pasted for the sake of bringing more characters in.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I think the game was originally supposed to have less characters, but they were like, let's put more in.
Yeah, I know I've seen some early screenshots around from with pictures of, say, Sonic in Skyrail and stuff, and so it shows that they probably had a much more concise and adapted, I guess, story run through that they've sort of cut into pieces to fit the other characters in. I think, from what I've heard, and I don't really have a source for this, but I've seen it mentioned a few times, the original plan was to have Sonic, Knuckles and Eggman, and when Shadow was presented, people wanted him to be playable, so they sort of worked him in and sort of went from there. So, I'm not 100% certain on that, but it does kind of make sense when you see how the levels are spread out, and which levels in particular seem to have more original assets as opposed to ones which seem to be just recycled from other levels.
I will concede that probably the most satisfying part of any Tails or Eggman mission is just locking on a bunch of enemies and just going to town with them, and getting a bunch of points. Like, that is just satisfying.
You just blow up everything in your sight.
So here we have a lovely Sonic and Amy cutscene.
Yeah.
It's just... Did they do motion capture with these models?
I think so.
It seems like they did.
Yes, let's motion capture the cartoon animal with a real person because they have the exact same proportions, obviously.
Yes, exactly. We can just shrink them down. It shouldn't be that difficult.
Are you sure you don't need this? It looks like you could use it.
This is the best that Amy looks throughout the entire game, because like any other face that she has is just... Ugh.
It's like they realised this was the one time when they're going to give her some close-up shots, and so they thought, we should probably put effort in this time.
And then there's a whole dynamic of, oh, hey, marry me and I'll let you go, or marry me and I'll help you with this, and like, just don't, Amy. Just don't.
I think I'll wait for someone else to come break me out, if that's okay.
Yeah. But she, like, conceded almost immediately. So, like, what was the point? Alright, Metal Harbor. I like this stage a lot. Like, most of the Sonic... most of the Sonic stages are great, and this is no exception.
Yeah, it's another one that it's the right scenario for a lot of action going on. Like, just this whole military base thing. It's like there's certain like level aesthetics and level themes that just lend themselves so well to basically running around and...
At the speed of sound.
Yep, at the speed of sound. Whenever there's this sort of level of tension or anything like that, and when you've got these bastards here shooting at you as well, it just gives you that sort of motivation to just keep running, whatever there is.
This is also the level in which you get the light shoes. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, another downgrade from SA1, because now you have to press what's basically the somersault button, meaning that you'll probably just screw up the light dash a lot of the time. I won't say most of the time, because honestly that doesn't happen most of the time, but you'll basically screw it up pretty often, and yeah, they couldn't just be bothered to put it onto a separate button, because it's not like the Dreamcast had more than two.
I think it worked fine.
Well, the button mapping does really need changing, just so like you're not accidentally bouncing into things when you're meant to use a dash.
Oh, do you get the rocket?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, this is like my least favorite part about the level, just because it is so very finite, like the chance that you have to get to the top of this thing.
Oh, yes.
But when you do, oh god, it's so satisfying.
I love the song that plays as Sonic jumps down. I think it's called, fuck, I can't actually remember what it's called. It's
a weird name for a song.
I think it's called Don't Stop or something. No, fuck. Oh, I wish I could remember, but it's still awesome.
It's a super fast rock song, and Sonic Adventure 2 does that quite well, so yeah, it's good.
I prefer SA1 soundtrack overall, but this is still a fantastic soundtrack.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just I don't find myself remembering Rouge's levels. I only like Knuckles' themes ironically, and Tails and Eggman's are kind of forgettable.
But my Dry Lagoon, man.
I can't hum it though.
I'm out of tune.
No, Sonic does get mostly the better themes in this game.
Yeah. This is also Tomoya Otani's first game.
Was it?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool.
At least in the Sonic series, I mean.
Now this scene is just so perfect. It's like the most basic of shit talking, but it just builds into the fight well.
You're not even good enough to be my fake. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like the one bit of writing that's actually kind of decent.
Did he just nearly fall off by himself there?
He almost did. He did get back up, but unfortunately he's gonna get pimp slapped here. Yeah, another pissy battle. the first time you face Shadow, and yeah, he's already dead.
Yeah, the AI does some weird things there. Like, realistically, if you're having some guy who's just sort of kicking you back constantly, why would you stand on the edge of a very thin platform?
Yeah, and almost immediately after one Sonic stage, we get another.
That's why this is probably the best part of the game sequence-wise, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, this level is great too. Not so much for the countdown meter, which I mean, it's there, but I really didn't care since I got through this level in like less than 3 minutes. But again, it's again a good emphasis on speed and a little bit of platforming. Pretty much what Flame has been kind of saying about Sonic stages up to this point.
Yep.
Yeah, there is no way you're going to run out of time here. Like, even when I was like, say, a 6-year-old kid playing this game, I did never run out of time here.
I think I'm not sure. I remember one point in my life I may have accidentally run out of time, but I think I was just young and I was a scrub. So I'm less of a scrub now.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Speaking of the past, what I'll ask you first, Mia. What was your first experience with Sonic Adventure 2?
I bought it for the GameCube about 2005 or so, and yeah, I played it after Sonic Adventure DX, and to be honest, I've never fully preferred it to SA1, so a lot of it, and I wouldn't say it comes from nostalgia, because I really only played Sonic Adventure 1 a few months before I played Sonic Adventure 2. It's just, when I was playing Sonic Adventure 2, I just didn't like it as much as a kid either.
Alright, that's nice. What about you, Flame? What was your first experience with this game?
Well, I first got into Sonic properly through Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, and it was a little while after playing that, like probably a year or so, I picked up a Dreamcast magazine that had like previews of this, and I just thought, I need to get this. So like, I was a really little kid at this point, and so I was like really excited for more Sonic, because, you know, that's basically what my life was destined to become. And like, it was probably my first time ever having a game to like look forward to, and when I got it, I just loved it to pieces. Like, pretty much everything about it at the time. Like, nowadays I can kind of see there are some bits and pieces wrong with it, like the presentation and some not so smart game design choices, but like, there's a lot of stuff about it that I do think holds up really well as a game you can have fun with. Like, yeah, some of it is very product of its time, but I think if someone new were to pick this game up, they would still have fun with it, like, even with all its problems.
Well, like with me, my first experience was with the GameCube version, and funnily enough, it was one of the games that convinced me that video games were the way to go.
Nice.
Like, there were a few other games that kind of helped with that. But this game was like incremental in my love for video games. So yeah, I have to give it credit there.
Yeah.
That was cool.
All right, and on to the Chaos stage. So yeah, it's the first one that we're gonna go. It's just kind of demonstrating the whole Chaos. Sorry, Chao.
Yeah.
They say
Chao.
Chao? I think
It's Chao.
Chao.
Chao World.
Chao.
Oh wow,
Chao.
cool. I love the song that plays in the lobby. It's really kick-ass if you let it play for a while.
Yeah, we get to hear a little bit of it here. I just kind of beat to the rhythm a little bit with Sonic.
Yeah.
And then we come into the Chao Garden.
Alright, so are we going to look after these Chao, or are we going to feed them once and then starve them?
We're gonna look up through these Chao, kind of incrementally throughout.
Yeah, let's
Sonic
look
just
after the
tripped.
Chao, chuck them around.
Yes, exactly. Just throw him
That's
against
so
the wall.
mean.
Well, if you pet him afterwards, it's all fine.
No, it's not. You're gonna make him evil.
This is like the most basic of karma systems. I throw him at a wall, then I pet him so it's okay.
Yes, exactly.
I love how they
Yeah.
changed the Chao thingy on the computer thing to say Chao Departure Machine, since it's not the GameCube version anymore.
Yeah, departure machine, is that just like an execution system or something? That's the
Yeah,
way
it just contains a saw blade.
Yeah, you just throw it in there, and it's completely horrific. But it gets thrown onto the ocean, so you don't really see anything.
Lovely.
One thing I like about this Chao Garden over the SA1 Chao Garden is you can feed it chaos drives, so you don't have to feed it animals to like get their features.
Yeah,
So the Chao doesn't get their features.
it's much easier to kind of perfect a Chao to these sort of like traits you want it to have, as opposed to like having to get animals. And the animals, they always adjust multiple things at once. Like they might give you a boost in one area and take something away from the others. Whereas here, like if you want to just like get a perfect run Chao, then you can go through the levels and just pick up loads of green drives and then just come back here. And I just think it works so much better here, especially as they adapted it a lot in the battle releases, so that there's like more different things you can do with it. It's much easier to get multiple Chao with the black market and that. It's a good system, I think.
Yeah, I like the Chao Garden. For this part, we're just gonna this is kind of the introduction. Like the Chaos are born, and we're gonna kind of start raising them and feeding them. This is only the first Chao, by the way. We'll get a second one in a few minutes. Via throwing the egg against the wall, because of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, but yeah, this one will kind of again introduce the Chao, and then the next episode.
Oh,
Yes.
that looked like that hurt.
And the combined putting him in the waters. I'm sorry. I'm not a good mother.
What I find funniest is how you can throw him against the invisible wall and that hurts him too.
Yeah, so the next time we'll look at the Chao, they'll be a little more older, more mature actually, and have some more abilities. Because like for this part, it was just kind of a crapshoot for like giving them abilities and stuff. Like I had to kind of learn like what these capsules did and what else it did. And in any case, we'll see you next time on the next episode of Deep Thought.